there it ends. The 7-minute. Ooh, and Mayer hits it. That was it for him. And so it ends the qualifying for the Open Series on the Ferrari. The Ferrari Open Sprint is ready as that. And Yodake, Curry, Yodake, Curry. Don't ask. I had to remind him of Curry for some reason. I think I know what this is about, but Buchanan in the front, on top, 20.8. 21.2 by Maya, 4/10 away. Frutos in P3 for Team Exa. Vieira, 457 Racing Team, still in the upper half there. Lynch, Fusvolgi, I'm sorry. Yodake, Auschner. It's very mixed from the teams, I have to say. Okay. All right. And I think that is the quali. 1 minute when we start. Good luck, have fun. Let's get in. I hope nothing is in the way. I hope we are not in the way. I might just put myself on the other side then. Good duck. Fun horse. Yeah, good luck. Grip or slide. Have a go. Like, give him hell. All right, let's see. 1 minute till we start. Let's go. Salvador and Tutti in the back at the moment. Fibo, Medina, Aufschneider, Yordake. Well, Yordake, you have to wait 20 minutes then. Fusvolgi, Lynch, Frutos, Vieira, Buchanan, and Mayer side by side in the front for the open race. Gentlemen, start your engines. And it's lights out and away we go. We have one jump start. Jump start by Medina. We're looking at Lynch right from the get-go. And Lynch is taking it. I see a crash. I see one car being completely flipped. I think that was a T1 crash. What was that? I think we got sent. Tutti is out. Fibo is still in. I think Salvador got hit. But let's get back to P6. Fusvolgi, Vieira, and Yordake fighting against each other. Fusvolgi, Team Dead End, is getting closer. And I think the move to Vieira. It's happening, folks. But there is team tactics going on. Ausschneider is right behind Fusvolgi as well. So Dead End is in a 4-5-7 sandwich. And Medina actually retires the car. I'm not sure what's going on here. I am not sure what is going on here. Something happened to Lynch. We will take a look at that very, very soon. First and foremost, we have a battle for the lead right now. Every day we step further from God, he says. Frutos and Maya still pumping out good laps. The Cannonball driver against the Exa Team Ferrari driver Frutos. Alex Frutos, right? If I remember correctly. Oh, and braking and almost taking Maya out. Losing a place. What a move. The Cannon just takes that. It was open for him. Wide open as Frutos goes way wider than expected. Not taking Maya out. Frutos very, very careful here. On track, and the Cannon, we know he is quick. But is he quick, especially consistent enough to actually make the move on Maya, who is right in front of him? In P1, the battle for the lead. Lynch is slowly catching back up against Fusvelgi right now. 17 minutes left in this open sprint. And it is quite spicy. Quite spicy indeed. Full teams are currently still on the grid, so we only lost someone on the Exa Ferrari team. But other than that, my race was ruined twice at the start. Yeah, you had a jump start. We saw that. And yeah, from that point on. Well, you said earlier that you did, in fact, practice a lot, so I'm not sure how truthfully you are right now. Bieda Maya, there something must have happened because Maya is not in front anymore. What is going on? Maya lost P1 and is now fighting for P4. Aufschneider still in the mix as well. Bieda and Aufschneider both in the same team. Right behind each other. Something is going on. Everything is still very, very packed and close. We'll take a look at it later. Medina. We'll take a look at it later. Maya now catching back up to Yodaka, who has his curry very slowly bubbling in the background. Let's hope it doesn't overcook. Oh, and he overcooks his turn. Maya goes through Bieda. Very, very close now. No way. Bieda Aufschneider making some distance here. Maya out. Maya coming back on track. What was going on there? Holy hell. Let's rewatch that. That is not a rejoin. This is not a rejoin. I mean, what? That had to happen. That had to happen. There was no way around that. That was Tutti. There was a crash at the start. It was not a crash fest, though. I don't know. We have to talk about this later. Bieda closing in on Yodaka. Yodaka having trouble with that turn. Now for the second time. Being driven out there, and Bieda is close. The next time he will take that chance. And drop by and make the overtake. Now Ausschneider and Bieda, from a team perspective, they are set the best at the moment. Because they're bringing most points home if they finish like that. I'm sorry to hear that, Puto. We'll analyze it later. Now let's drop into the 7th place, which is Emmanuel Salvador, who is driving for LGI Racing. Today alone on the Open Series. Frisvelgi is under pressure by him. Who is side by side is Bieda Yodaka. That happened. That happened now. And Bieda is trying to run away with it. Ausschneider is pushing, putting the pressure on Yodaka, who is, might not be responding well to it. Into the braking zone they go, throwing the car in. Ausschneider very close, definitely putting Yodaka under attack. Emmanuel and Fusvelgi side by side, and there's the kill. And Ausschneider is throttling down. He wants to give Yodaka back the place. That is gentlemanlike. That is so nice. That is so nice. It's not good for Ausschneider at all. But he gives the point back, and that deserves absolutely a applause. Ausschneider hitting Yodaka, going down, like, just not caring for the position gain. He realized he was messing up there and just gave that position back. I also think the car up the inside scared him, yes. I think so. So Yodaka, Ausschneider in the back now. That actually opened it up to another 3rd place for Bieda currently. We are about halfway done with the race. And Niken Frutos, and something happened to Bieda. But Maya with trouble today, actually. Went into the gravel just then and there. We're looking at Maya right now. Went directly into the gravel. Something is wrong with Maya today. I'm not sure what. He is a very quick driver on the hot laps, but right now, this is not very good for him. Bieda, who was previously P3, has lost 2 places in one go. Lynch and Emmanuel Salvador in front of him. That is Friday Night Race Club with Rowan Lynch in P4 and Emmanuel Salvador from LGI Racing. Hot lapping don't mean shit in racing, but I have seen Maya drive good races, fast and consistent. I'm just saying, he is quick, but he has a bit of a problem right now on the track. Cannot read it. I cannot read it just about yet, but Bieda extremely stable with that Ferrari, by the way. And I feel Bieda really has a bit of a glow up here. I do remember him from the Mafla and with the very old cars. I may be remembering wrong, but I feel Bieda was sometimes struggling with the older cars that we were driving on the Mafla. But here, right now, and with the test race that we did first time where he finished 3rd, I believe he is doing an extremely good job of keeping it together, not doing stupid shit. He is bringing home the good lap times. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. 8.5 minutes left in the race, but Pierre-Eda is now losing time against Rowan Lynch, and Fusbergi now is getting closer and closer to Pierre-Eda, to the 457 Racing Team driver. So Dead End wants some points as well, who we are watching right now. The driver for Dead End Team. Right behind there is a battle as well. Maya versus Yodaka. Hausschneider in the mix as well, still. Fibo kind of out there, but still gets a point if he finishes like that in the Open Series. I have to change the point system. Maybe put that into small stuff. Maybe, Ace, if you can do that. Nicanen, without a shadow of a doubt, like, amazing race here. 5 seconds in the front is absolutely destroying the grid again. Frutos cannot match that speed at this point. Salvador in P3, very comfortable in P3, we have to say. Let's watch Frisvölgi for a bit. The dead-end driver. More than halfway done. Bieda there in front, losing it a slight bit. The rear coming about. As we're going into the multiple straights that this track has. Few cars there, few cars. Lynch also closing in now. Not many crashes anymore. The grid is not as tight as it was before. It might still happen. Oh, something happened. Something happened. Something happened. What was going on? What was that? What was that? What was that? Something happened. There was a bunch of... Yodaka again? This is not his turn today. This is absolutely not his turn today. That is so unfortunate. What? What's going on? Suspension done.
Don't waste your next chance.
No. Oh no. That's unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. Salvador, by the way, made it back. Or still in P3. Temps get insane on the left where that's what Major is also fighting. Well, that's what Maya is also fighting, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. That's a nice sneak peek into the race here. Thank you very much for providing. Tutti out of the race. Done for today. But Lynch sees an opportunity here for P3, and he might get it. But as you see, he has red damage on the front. Salvador has yellow. So this is definitely doing something. And as I say that, Salvador goes wide, and Lynch is now closer than ever, almost in the slipstream. Something is happening soon. As for Bieda against Fusvorgi, oh Bieda, That is very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. In P6 right now. And the car is sliding. Car is sliding. And I think Beta is away from Frisvolgi now. Lynch and Salvador is still up. Minutes left, guys. And I believe this could be the last fight here on the grid. Everybody else is further away from each other. Salvador, a very quick driver, as we know. We have raced him multiple times in ovals, in other races. I mean, I'm unsure about this, Uto, and maybe also there's a bit of madness speaking out of you right now. But, not practicing, then messing up, and then saying, well, I didn't have practice, is also not the best. So, I don't know. Maya gets a drive-through for cutting. And that decides the race for him and Feeble, for sure, for P8 and P9. We have only 1.5 minutes left. And Lynch is breaking off of Salvador. I don't think it's happening. Maya takes the drive-through, Fibo goes through, and yeah, I believe Fibo makes that. But sometimes quali is like that, you know? Again, I don't mind, like, when quali works bad. We're not starting that far away from each other. There were still a lot of things that could have gone right, and you could have gotten that back for sure. But then the jump start happened, and we will take a look at T1, what happened there exactly, and then see. But there's always stuff that can happen. But to say that that's why I don't do practice, next time I don't do practice, and like then next time you may drive to the end, but you say you were off pace because you didn't have that practice. I mean, that might be, but I feel we saw a few side-by-sides here that you also could have collected on, I feel. But we are at an end, and there he is. Niikanen wins on Croft in the open, and we'll take a look at the replay in just a moment. Frutos going over. Second place. Salvador third. Lynch P4. Frisvolgi and Pieda 5 and 6. Aufschneider with the very unfortunate bump to Yodaka. Maya will very probably finish in P9 and Feeble P10. Let us look. GG's indeed. Now that's Tutti. Yeah. Yeah. Good night, Alex. GG. Yeah, no. I understand. I understand that one. I'm not sure what we could have done to prevent this, though. That is unfortunate, but that is happening. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, now you know, but Tutti will not drive tomorrow, so that might be a bit more lucky for you. That might be a bit better. Very, very good finish for Team Exa Ferrari Challenge in general to be on second, but... 457 Racing Team bringing some points home as well. Tomorrow will have consequences for people. That is true. That is true. Tomorrow will have consequences. Oh, there were a few. There were a few good moments. I cannot say the best, to be honest. I have to take a look at the replay again for that. Sorry to Yodaka for the contact. I mean, you gave it back, so that was very nice of you. That was very nice of you. There were a few overtakes where I thought it was very fun to see the turn where Yodaka unfortunately lost it a few times. That gave room for some overtakes for sure. We had a horrendous rejoin by Maya. Oh, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. The Maya rejoin was probably... That was bad. I'm not sure how much he was in control of the car at that point, but that was straight over the track. I don't even think he would have caught up. Like, I don't think he would have rejoined on the track. His trajectory was back on track, back off track. That was a bit bad. Between DNS and this result. So Maya was fairly in front. And it was that one. It was that one. It's not as bad as that I had it in my mind, but... Yes. Yes. If he stayed left side, that would have been okay. I guess. Okay. That was Beer Eater. Okay, I was wondering who tried to go side by side through here. That was a brave one. That's my boy. He did very well, by the way, Alfie. Like, compliments, I did see Zip It's Up for earlier on the stream watching. Hey, my compliments. On Imola, he finished third. That was very, very nicely done. Today, he was very good until it started to drop in the later half. But up until that point... What was that? Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, we don't have to talk. We don't have to talk about that. Very nice from Aufschneider, though. Last race Imola as well. He might get promoted to main driver. Deservedly. Definitely deservedly so. I think he was doing well. The consistency, like, he might not hit the same, like, fast pace, like the lap times that the upper half is really doing, but he is consistently at what he's doing, and he stays out of the shit. Well, except that move that was a bit rubbing elbows, but other than that, like, he was going for third again before then dropping back. Yeah, we can take a look. All good, Alfie. Sure. Zip It's Up! Hi, how you doing? I think nothing much happened. It was just... It looked heavier than it was. Other than that, I think Frutos had a rather boring race because he was just there. Nikanen as well, just in the front, just driving. There was not much battling there. Salvador maybe as well, but everything behind that, Bieda, I guess Lynch and Salvador maybe a bit. But holy shit. Unfortunate for Medina, 100%. And Fusvölgi, always in the mix, always in the battle. Love to see it. Want to check out how I killed my car? I think we took a quick look at it, but let's actually look at it. No, we didn't. We actually didn't. We just saw you standing there. We did look that. We did look at that because this was the third time you missed that, and I was like, what is going on with my... Oh. Yeah. I have become a bit better with replays because if you immediately log out, rotate it a bit too much, you know? Yeah, that turn was not your lucky one today. Like, we got it 3 times where you lost places here. So, that was not your lucky one. And yeah, that was the end. This is the end. Oh, that... Bjeda. Zipfit Zapfe. Let's talk about that. That was a... Is that a save? I mean, the fact that he caught that, by the way. He caught that. And yeah, you basically have no grip out there. So that the fact that he got it, that was the point. I did not think he would make that. One wheel up. Yeah, the pinky up. Crazy. With sheer weight of his family heirloom. That was a wild one. Unfortunately, that made him lose the connection to Fusvolgi, and then it was basically over. Why are you looking at me like that? Stop looking at me like that! Is ah! Reverse it. Yeah. Alfie in the blue one. This will look beautiful in liveries as well. I already look forward to it. Oh yeah, by the way, feel free if you then have the replay and stuff like that, like shoot some screenshots for yourself. If there is a good one in there and you're better on screen, you guys are way better on screenshots than I am. I always need one for the thumbnail if I upload it, so feel free to do one if you find a good... This rejoin. I've seen it a lot of times, but... Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Man! It always does this shit. Fuck! Okay. Guys, this was beautiful. I hope your curry is done now, Yodaka. And I believe that's it for today. Unless you guys have something else. Want to do one more MX-5 or so? Maybe?